Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our lesson on minor suit raises. Now, why do I have a lesson that's distinct between minor suit as opposed to major suit raises? And the reason that they're different is because with major suit raises, the only thing you're looking for is a major suit fit. With minor suit raises, you can have choices between whether you choose to play in the minor suit or whether you actually choose to play in a no-trump contract. And that's the philosophy part of this lesson that I'd like to discuss. I'm giving two options you may have seen in the lesson notes that I've sent through to you. I'm giving two options as to ways to play minor suit raises. You can go with the traditional approach, which I think is quite a good approach, and that is how 1 of a minor, 2 of a minor is 6 to 9 points, 3 of a minor is an invitational hand, etc. Or you could go with another method, which I'll discuss towards the end of the lesson, and that is about what we call inverted minor suit raises. And the term inverted means exactly how it sounds. Essentially, the 1 club, 2 clubs is a hand that tends to show, or 1 diamond, 2 diamonds, a hand that tends to show 10 or more points. But let's focus on the traditional method first, and the traditional methods of 1 of a minor, 2 of a minor, promising around about 6 to 9 high card points. Now, with major suit raises, and especially traditional major suit raises, that is not including things such as Bergen raises or Jacobi raises, etc., we tend to suggest to our players that they can include shortage points in when they evaluate their hand for a major suit. Now, why is that so? Because you're always going to end up in the major suit fit. But compare that to if you were raising a minor suit. Now, if you were raising a minor suit and partner wanted to go to game, what's the most likely game that they would be going to? The most likely game that they would be interested in would be, of course, 3-0 trump. Now, before I move on, just a little reminder, everyone, about your video screens. Try to turn your video of yourself off, just so that people aren't distracted in the background and that you can focus on the lesson. Now, if you're on an iPad, you'll find that at the top, and if you're on a PC, you'll find that in the bottom left corner. Okay, let's continue on. So, raising a minor as opposed to raising a major. Now, raising a major, I was suggesting that in traditional terms, we always counted high card points plus shortage points, etc. With a minor suit, we can't really do that, because if partner's considering an optional contract for game, the contract they're most likely to consider with a minor suit fit is 3-0 trump. Now, picture a hand such as example number 1. So let's turn on get our little marker out here and spotlight what I'm referring to. So here, example number 1. You've got 8 high card points and partners opened 1 diamond. Partners opened 1 diamond and you're going to raise diamonds. Now, with 8 high card points, traditionally, in the past, we would have suggested that you add 3 for the singleton spade, and that will take you to 11. And perhaps you could invite partners to game by bidding 1 diamond, 3 diamonds. But therein lies a problem. That singleton, while it may be useful in a diamond contract, would not be useful, in fact, would be a deterrent for a no-trump contract. So when raising a minor from the 1 level to the 2 level, or the 1 level to the 3 level, don't count your shortage points, because partners most likely to think of 3-0 trump as their next contract. So on example 1, after partner has opened 1 diamond, then you should simply raise to 2 diamonds. If partner makes a game try, then your hand is a good hand, and you can subsequently upgrade it if partner's interested in game. Now, the same thing would apply if, for example, and if you cast your memory back to yesterday when I played those 8 random hands, we had the opener start with 1 diamond, and the responder, I showed you something that they called part of the inverted or preemptive raises area, where they were able to raise to the 3 level, showing a weakish hand. Now, without the benefit of those methods, looking at example number 2 here, you've got 4 high card points and a singleton. If partner opens a club, I'm concerned that if I raise to 2 clubs on this particular hand, partner's next bid might be 3 no trump. If that's the case, where do I go from there? Now, I can't undo partner's bid, and it's a common option, everyone, to go 1 club, 2 clubs, 3 no trump from the opener. That happens regularly. 2 no trump would simply be an invitational hand, and 3 no trump would be enough for game. Now, I would be concerned if my partner did that after I upgraded this hand in example 2 because of the singleton spade. Now, playing traditional methods, therefore, I would suggest a pass on this hand. Yeah, you can catch up later. The opponents aren't going to, if they pass it out in 1 club, so be it. You're probably not missing game. And if the opponents compete, then you in turn can compete in clubs. Partner will know, therefore, that you've got a decent club hand and you've probably got some sort of shortage, which would justify you entering the auction later. Now, before we go into all of this, how many cards do you need to raise 1 of a minor to 2 of a minor? My suggestion is that to raise 1 club to 2 clubs, you probably need to have 5, because most people's methods, 1 club is 3. Some of you perhaps play 1 club as a 2-card opener. For those who do play 1 club as a 2-card opener, then I assume that your 1 diamond opening promises 4. So my suggestion, therefore, is that to raise 1 club to 2 clubs, then you would tend to need 5-card support. But to raise 1 diamond to 2 diamonds, then 4-card support should be sufficient. These examples, both example 1 and example 2, are in relation to whether you should consider counting your shortage points or not when raising partners minor. The answer, if playing traditional methods, is no. We'll come back to example 2 later on when we look at something called inverted minor raises. Let's look at the age-old question of, should I respond 1 no trump to partners 1 of a minor opening, or should I raise partners minor? Now, the answer to this often lies in the number of high card points your side has. If you're confident that your side holds more high card points than the opponent's, that is, even opposite a minimum opening hand from partner, that you hold enough points to be able to be confident your partnership holds 20, 21, 22 points, then with a balanced-ish hand, such as example number 3 here, I would be more inclined to bid 1 no trump on this hand rather than raise to 2 diamonds. If I was minus the queen of spades, then I would probably simply raise to 2 diamonds on the hand. Why, you ask? Well, it's all about the scoring table. No trumps always scores better than the minor suits. In fact, if you were to play in 1 no trump and make 8 tricks, then your score would be plus 120. If you were to play in 2 diamonds and make 9 tricks, that is an extra trick, you still wouldn't get to the score of 120. In fact, your score would only be 110. So even making 1 trick less in a no trump contract means that you're still going to score better than playing in the minor suit. Now, we have to weigh up the idea of, do we want to make our contract or not? Well, obviously with the trump fit, there's always a better chance of making your contract than there is of playing in no trumps. So if you feel your side, and maybe you've got 6 or 7 points, has less points than the opponents do, then you have every reason to simply raise the minor to the 2 level. And why is that? Because you're more likely to make 2 diamonds, 8 tricks, than perhaps make 1 no trump, that is to make 7 tricks in 1 no trump. And that's because the opponents possibly have more high card points than you do. And we're trying to avoid that area of going down or going down too many tricks. So just to recap that, if partner was to open 1 of a minor, and you have a choice, as you do in example 3 here, of raising to two diamonds, that is after a one diamond opening, then I would look at A, first of all, are you balanced? And this hand, yes, you are balanced, so there's no singleton. Do you have more high card points than the opponents? Well, it certainly looks like it because you've got 8. The partner has at least 12. So that will give your side at least the balance of the high card points, especially if partner's got 13 or 14. So on a hand such as this, I would choose, therefore, to bid 1 no trump and go for the highest scoring contract than simply to bid 2 diamonds. If you took away the queen of spades, I'd be left with a small doubleton spade and 6 points. Therefore, I'd probably choose to raise 1 diamond to 2 diamonds. Okay, let's continue on. A lot of people will probably be surprised to hear that I recommend playing Jacobi raise after minor suit openings just as much, if not even more, than playing Jacobi raise after a major suit opening. If partner opens a major, we use Jacobi raise to explore for a slam. That's the basis behind it. Because the Jacobi raise after a major suit is game forcing, as it is after a minor suit. But after a major suit, it's also exploring the possibility of your partnership being able to make game in the minor versus making game in no trumps. And what do we know about making game in no trumps or choosing to play a hand in no trumps? As long as neither side, neither the opener or the responder, has a shortage, then you should always tend to choose no trumps. Yes? So choosing 5 of a minor would be determined based upon either the opener or the responder having a shortage. And what does Jacobi raise do? It uncovers that shortage. So if partner's shortage was opposite a weak holding in your suit, then you've just had the medicine to find out that your partnership is probably better off playing in a minor than playing in 3 no trump. A lot of you are probably going to think, well, that's a bit strange because my club opening could be on 3 cards. Yes? If I've got 3 cards and my partner has 4 cards here, then we don't have a trump fit. Why would Matt be suggesting that we play in 5 of a minor? Because if you open up with 1 club or 1 diamond and you do happen to hold 3 cards, then it's impossible for you to hold a singleton in another suit. The moment you show a singleton, then you instantly reveal the fact that your hand is, or your suit is, natural. Question here from Jane. How do you show an invitational balanced hand with 10 or 11 points? You mean in traditional methods, Jane? You could use simply a raise to the 3 level. So you could play 1 diamond, 3 diamonds, or 1 club, 3 clubs as a traditional invitational balanced hand. It's not perfect, I will admit, but it is a method unless you want to change your methods to drop the Jacobi 2 no trump and simply use that as an invitational hand with 10 or 11 points. Personally, I much prefer Jacobi raise because it uncovers all of the ideas or the location of partner having a singleton or a void in one of the side suits. So let's look at what the opener's rebids would be after a Jacobi 2 no trump raise. 1 club, let's say, 2 no trump. I've got enough points for game. I have 4 cards or more support for your suit, and I don't have a 4-card major. Now, that's an important criteria. The responder will not have a 4-card major when they make a Jacobi raise. If the opener was to bid 3 of any suit other than the suit they opened, that would promise a singleton or void. So let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the opener here. If this was an auction, if the bidding went 1 club, 2 no trump, and the opener was to bid 3 hearts, this here would show 0 or 1 card in hearts. And it would immediately pass the message to partner that my club suit must be real. If I have 0 or 1 card in a side suit, I must have at least 4 cards in the suit that I opened. So that's how a rebid at the 3 level in a different suit would apply. If you were to rebid 3-no trump, that would be saying to partner, I am balanced. Yep, I have no shortage, so no singleton or void, no singleton or void, void or singleton. And also, I'm a minimum hand, and the minimum being around about 12 to 15 high card points. So there's a principle in bridge that we call the principle of fast arrival. If I bid to a game directly, that tends to show the minimum type of hand or the minimum point range that is available. So this direct bid to game would simply say, partner, I have no shortage and I have a minimum. As I said, it's the principle of fast arrival. How would that work in a major? Well, I might as well show you while we're here. In a major, a similar thing would apply if we were playing Jacobi raise for a major suit. And that is, if the opening bid was 1 heart, then if your choices were 3 hearts or 4 hearts, both denying a shortage, then this one here would be the stronger version. Yeah, that's stronger, and that is weaker. Why? Because it's the principle of fast arrival. If you bid directly to game sooner, then your hand is supposedly weaker. If you bid below game, then it's saying, partner, I've got the stronger of the 2 options. Okay, let's continue on over a minor with Jacobi raise. 1 club, 2-no trump, 3 clubs, 3-no trump. So this one is the bid to game, therefore that one is the weaker option. And that's 12 to 15 points or thereabouts. Both of these bids, neither of them promise, or both of them deny, I should say, a singleton or a void. 3 clubs here says I've got 16 or more. And that's in case partner is actually interested in a slam. So wonderful things happen after Jacobi following a minor suit opening. And I think the most important thing that happens is that it uncovers whether the opener holds a singleton or a void in a side suit, because that can be crucial for the responder being able to choose whether they play 3-no trump or play 5 of a minor. So let's rub that out, and then we'll go to another example that we have here. Have a look at the example here, example number 4. Robin's asked the question, 1 club, 3-no trump could be 24. I'm not quite sure what that means, Robin. So you mean 24 high card points? Is that what I'm assuming? 1 club, 3-no trump. So 1 club, 3-no trump would be simply a balanced hand, probably with 4 cards in the other minor suit, some sort of 4 triple 3 and around 13 to 15 points. The distinction between bidding 2-no trump and bidding 3-no trump would probably be based upon whether you've got 4 cards in the minor suit partner's opening. So I hope that's clear to you, that it would deny, 3-no trump would probably deny 4 cards in the minor suit that partner's opening. Example 4, King Jack 2 of spades, Queen Jack another heart, 3 diamonds to the Jack, and Ace Jack 10 to 4 clubs. Partner opens 1 club. You respond 2-no trump. Now, a lot of you are probably tempted to simply bid 3-no trump on this hand, which I can imagine. 7, 8, 13 points, opposite an opening hand, your 4 triple 3 and balanced. But here's a perfect example of how Jacobi raise works beautifully over a minor suit. If partner shows you a singleton, and if that singleton turned out to be in spades or in hearts, then you'd probably choose 3-no trump. In fact, you'd be reasonably confident opposite a singleton spade to play 3-no trump rather than 5 of a minor. You'd be sort of okay with playing 3-no trump opposite with a singleton heart opposite Queen Jack 7, but with a singleton diamond opposite you with Jack 10 another diamond, then already partners uncovered the fact that 3-no trump is not the right spot to be playing this hand. We should be playing in 5 clubs. Now, Some of you are probably still saying, but my partner's one club could have been 2 or 3 cards. Well, not once you've already shown, or partner's already shown, a singleton. If they've got a singleton in another suit, then that one club opening from them would be real. It would be at least 4. Could be 5, could be more. So this is the beautiful part about playing Jacobi raise opposite a one of a minor opening. Now, if you had stoppers here if your clubs and your diamonds were swapped, then that would be a legitimate 3-no trump response. Okay, everyone, please keep asking questions about this, because a lot of people do doubt the advantage of playing Jacobi raise over a minor, and I actually think it's a wonderful convention to play. Let's look at inverted minor suit raises. So this would be an alternate method. Now, so what I'm suggesting here would be played if you weren't considering traditional methods. Now, let's start off here with the jump raise. That is 1 club, 3 clubs, or 1 diamond, 3 diamonds. Now, with inverted minor suit raises, then this would be similar to if you were playing Bergen raises in the majors. This would be 5 card support and about 0 to 5 points. Perfectly fitting the example number 2. So if you were to play inverted raises over 1 club bid, you would simply bid 3 clubs. And partner instantly knows that you've got at least 5 clubs and that you've got only 0 to 5 points. Again, a preemptive raise. Back to the other inverted minor suit raises. How then do you show 6 to 9 points and a raise in partner's suit? Well, you play something that they call a crisscross. So you jump in the other minor. It's sort of analogous to the Bergen raises where you play the crisscross in the major. You jump in the other major. So here you jump in the other minor, 1 diamond, 2 clubs, or 1 club, 1 club, 2 diamonds, or 1 diamond, 3 clubs. These are what we call the crisscross raises, and they're the ones that show 6 to 9 points. Now, playing inverted minor, you can include, as Jane was asking before, you can include the natural 2-no trump response. And that is that a 2-no trump response would now include 10 to 12 high card points and be saying, inviting partner to game in no trumps. Colleen's asked a question that if you repeat the minor suit, are you promising 6? Now, whenever you repeat a suit after partner has raised that suit, you're not promising any extra cards in that suit. So I hope that makes sense. If you repeat a suit after partner's already raised it, essentially you've already got a trump fit. So you don't require extra cards to repeat the suit. Now, back to inverted minors. 1 club, 2 no trump is natural, invitational to game in no trumps. And that means that all of the hands where you have 10 or more points and 4 cards or more in partner's suit, they all commence with a 1 of a minor, 2 of a minor bid. So either 1 club, 2 clubs, or 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. And this is what's referred to as inverted minor. Why? Because typically in the past, or traditional methods would be 1 club, 3 clubs would show that type of hand. Let's continue on with, these are the continuations after 1 club, 2 clubs, or 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. Opener simply bids 2 no trump, yep, with a balanced-ish hand and nothing further to say, and a minimum hand. That is about 11 to 13 points. Now, they may choose to go back to the minor, that is bid 3 clubs, if they have maybe 5 or more cards in that suit, and they have 4 with an unbalanced hand. Now, is pass a possibility? The answer to that is no. An inverted minor suit raise is forcing. So 1 club, 2 clubs, 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. This is a forcing response. If the opener chooses not to bid either 2 no trump or 3 of the suit, then any other bid promises at least enough points for game. Sue's asked a question, are inverted minors alertable? Yes, they are. They are alertable because, and Tina's asked the same question, they are alertable bids because uh, not everyone plays them. So I think the philosophy behind whether you should or shouldn't alert is, I suggest that people err on the side of caution when it comes to alerting. There's some ground rules with alerts that you should never uh, cross over, and that is never alert anything above 3-note trump. But if something occurs below 3-note trump and your partner makes a bid, you should alert that, even if it's possible that it's deemed to be self-alerting. So as I say, I would err on the side of caution and alert more often than not alert. Joe's asking a question, how do you know if your partner doesn't have diamonds? Well, any convention that you learn, Joe, is all about whether you and your partner can come to an agreement before you start playing. It's no use learning any system without partner knowing the same system. So if you've never discussed with your partner what 1 club 2 diamonds shows, then of course you wouldn't play this method. Yeah? Methods are only based upon agreement. Avril's asking, is 1 club 2-note trump not Jacobi? Well, not if you're playing inverted minor because it's not needed anymore. So I'm simply trying to give you 2 methods, traditional methods, which I think are quite reasonable to play over minor suit raises. But when I say traditional, that also includes a Jacobi raise in the traditional style. If you were choosing to play inverted minors, on the other hand, then there's no need for a Jacobi raise. Why? Because all of the strong hands all fit in with the 1 of a minor, 2 of a minor. That is 1 club, 2 clubs, or 1 diamond, 2 diamonds. You note here that this says 10 plus. It doesn't give an upper point limit. And that's why the bid or the inverted raise to the 2 level is always forcing. Yes, it may not be game forcing, but it is forcing. Opener shows their hand either by making a minimum bid of 2-note trump or reverting back to 3 of the minor suit. Now, if, for example, the opener was to have something like this, if this was the opener's hand, King Jack to 4, Queen, Jack another, Ace to 3, and what have we got? 7, 11, and Queen to 3. What are your thoughts of over 2 clubs? Well, for me, I don't really want to play in a club contract, thank you. I'd much rather simply bid 2-note trump. And that says to partner, I'm minimum. I've got 11 to 13 points. No interest in game opposite your 10 points. And also, I'd much prefer to play no trumps than to play in clubs. If your hand was slightly different, that is, let's say you had a singleton heart, yeah, and your clubs were something like this. Again, still a minimum hand, no real interest in game. I'm not worried about the spade fit because partners denied a 4-card major when they made one of these inverted raises. But I don't really want to play, especially knowing partner only holds a maximum of 3 hearts. I'm most certainly not going to play this hand. I also don't have enough high card points, do I? Let's give you something else. Give you an extra jack. That'll do. 11 points. Reasonable to open. So with this hand, I wouldn't want to play in no trumps, but I must bid because partner could be way more than 10 points for their 2-club bid. It's 10 or more. So on this particular hand, I would bid 3 clubs, and that says to partner, I am minimum. I don't wish to go to game unless you've got an opening hand over there, and I'd much prefer to play in clubs on this hand than play in no trumps. I hope that's starting to answer a few questions about inverted raises. Let's continue on. Let's have a look at all other bids show 14 or more points. And if you bid another suit, it's essentially a natural bid, but it doesn't have to have 4 cards in that suit. It's simply saying, partner, I know we're looking for no trumps because that's the most likely contract. I've got this suit covered. It might only be 3 cards, or it might be, Doubleton King or Doubleton Ace. But if you bid that suit, it says, partner, I've got a stopper in that suit. A few other questions here. Jane's asked, I've played the responses after inverted minor raised to the 2 level are to bid stoppers in the unbid suits. And that's exactly what I'm suggesting. So you do bid stoppers in the unbid suits, but the first choice that you make is that you have to tell partner whether you're a minimum hand or not. If you bid the stoppers immediately, that is, if an option does go, for example, 1 club, 2 clubs, 2 hearts. Not only is this a heart stopper, but it's also saying, partner, I've got 14 or more high card points. So it's saying, partner, I've got enough points opposite your 10, pretty much, to go to game. So first option is tell partner whether you're a minimum hand or not. If you don't choose to do that by bidding either 3 clubs or 2 no trump, then partner will presume that you've got more than a minimum hand. Ruth's also asking, what about if the opponent's bidding 2? If the player in between the opener and the responder makes a call, then inverted minor raises are off. You simply go back to first principles. It's not a reverse because partner didn't change the suit, Avril. Okay, let's continue on. So if an option did go along these lines, 1 club, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 diamonds, 3 no trump. Let's try to work out what's happened. So 2 hearts here is a non-minimum. So the first bid, 2 hearts is 14 plus, and hearts stopped. 3 diamonds would be diamonds stopped, and 3 no trump would obviously be spades stopped. Why is that? Well, because responder had a chance to bid 2 spades and they didn't. So that means, or that implies, that they don't have a spade stopper. They didn't show that stopper up the line. Harleen's asking, which method do you prefer, Jacobi or inverted minors? Well, if you're going to take the time to, you have to invest some time into inverted minors. You can't sit down with somebody and say, let's play inverted minors, and 1 of a minor, 2 of a minor is 10 or more points. No method is worth playing that hasn't been investigated. So if you're prepared to put the extra work in, then my suggestion is that inverted minors will give you a bit of an advantage. Traditional methods are quite good, but there are a few downfalls, such as 1 of a minor, 3 of a minor, with some sort of balanced 11 points and 4 cards. That can be awkward from time to time. But Jacobi 2 no trump works nicely. But inverted minors will also give you enough information when it comes to finding out about no trumps being a good contract or not. So just recapping on the hand in question here, 1 club, 2 clubs is 10 plus with 4 card support. 2 hearts here, it wasn't a bit of 2 no trump or 3 clubs, therefore must have more than a minimum hand, and it promises a heart stopper. 3 diamonds here, well, we skipped over 2 spades, so therefore the responder doesn't have spades stopped, but has diamonds stopped. The opener in turn bid 3 no trump, confirming that they must have spades stopped. Question here, without spades stopped, does opener bid clubs at the 4 or 5 level? Well, certainly there's a big problem here without spades stopped on this auction, so that would be dependent upon how good a hand the opener has. There's a case to play 4 of a minor for the opener here as non-forcing, and it just depends how many cards they have in the spade suit. If they had 3 cards, they might run a risk of bidding 3 no trump on the hand. It just depends on exactly what their holding is in the spade suit. So let's continue on. And with 18 or 19 points in a balanced hand, the opener should bid 3 no trump directly. So 1 club, 2 clubs, 3 no trump shows 18, 19 balanced. If the opener does bid 2 no trump, responder can pass or bid 3 clubs also with a minimum. So if the responder was to have a hand such as this, partner opens 1 club, And the responder is, let's say, bids 2 clubs with singleton, king to 3, ace to 4, and king to 5. Let's say that's the responder's hand. The bidding goes 1 club, 2 clubs, and the opener says 2 no trump, that they've got a minimum balanced hand. I don't think I'd be prepared to play 2 no trump on this hand with a singleton spade. I think I might take that out to 3 clubs. Well, if that happens, then that bid is also non-forcing. So for either the opener or the responder to bid 2 no trump or 3 clubs, both of these bids would be non-forcing. Sally's asking a question, is 1 club, 2 clubs, 4 clubs minor wood? Anytime you jump to 4 of a minor after a trump fit, it should always be Roman key card blackwood or minor wood, as they say. Well, we've got one of those minor wood hands coming up. So let's continue and let's have a look at some of our example hands. Switch the screens. Let's change the share. Okay, here we go. Now, partner opens a diamond, and you pick up this hand. Now, your choices are to raise partner's diamonds, you've got 9 points, or to bid 1 no trump. Now, both bids would deny a 4-card major. The fact that you've got 9 points on this hand, to me, leans towards 1 no trump being a better choice than 2 diamonds. So that's what I'm going to do. If I've got 8 or 9 points, I'm going to prefer to bid 1 no trump rather than 2 diamonds without a singleton. So we bid 1 no trump, and that becomes our final contract. So let's look at the opening lead. So opening leads are the 2 of spades. Presuming they're playing 4th highest, then I think that that's probably from a 4-card suit. So obviously we don't play any honor in dummy when we've got jack to 3 opposite queen another. Even if the hands were the other way around, queen another and dummy opposite jack to 3, you simply play low. So low, East wins with the ace. Well, East is going to continue spades here. Now, as a declarer, one of the things that's a good idea to do is to count honor cards. So remember that East is, Zan's asking a question here about why not jump in the other minor. Well, I'm presuming that we're probably playing for the purpose of this hand, a traditional method. I'm not going to propose that we play inverted minor on this particular hand. And even if I was playing inverted minor, I still think my choice on this hand would be 1 no trump. So East has turned up the ace of spades, West the king. And then West has decided to clear the spade suit. Well, it looks like the spade suit is breaking 4-4 from the carding so far. West won the ace and returned a lower card than the 4. So we've won the jack of spades and dummy. Now, what if the diamond suit is not 3-2? If it's 4-1, then is there one player against which you could cater for a 4-1 break? And that is, yes, against East. So I want to make sure that the first 2 rounds of diamonds are the ace and the king, just in case East holds jack to 4 diamonds and I need to take a finesse. Well, that'll suit me because I'm in dummy now as it is. So I play the ace of diamonds, then the king of diamonds, and no worries, everyone's followed suit. So I continue on with a 3rd diamond to the queen, but I'm not going to play my 4th diamond. Why? Because I'm in my hand, and if you have a look at this club suit here, you've got queen 10, another club, opposite ace 9-8. My aim here in clubs is to take what we call a double finesse. That is, if West holds either the king or the jack of clubs, I can secure 2 definite tricks. Compare that to playing a low club across to the ace, and then another club towards my queen and my 10. If East was to play low twice, I would need to guess whether to put in the 10 or to rise with the queen. So the double finesse gives me a 75% chance of West holding one of those honor cards. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to retain my 10 of diamonds in order for me to get back here and repeat it. So club next. I'm going to play the 9 or the 8 in dummy, taking a finesse, and see where that leads me. Well, that brings out the king. Perfect. So the jack of clubs was in the west hand, and now I've set up 2 club tricks. Well, East continues on. Now they haven't taken their 4th spade. They've decided to put me to a guess in hearts. Well, what's East shown up with so far? They've shown up with the ace of spades. They've shown up with the king of clubs, and they've shown up with the jack of diamonds. That's already 8 points. If they had the ace of hearts, that would be 12 points. And there's a chance they might have entered the auction over 1 diamond. So if I'm looking for East to hold one honor in hearts rather than the other, I'm going to put my money on them holding the queen of hearts. So instead of playing the king, I'm going to play low. And sure enough, the ace is offside. That's good news. West takes their 4th round of spades. I can comfortably discard a club in dummy. Or I can possibly even discard a heart for that matter. And then East follows, and I discard a heart in my hand. So now I've got 2 winning clubs, the ace and the queen. I've got a winning diamond, and I've got a winning heart. So I've just got to make sure not to trip over my own feet taking those tricks. So now they continue with a heart. I win the king. I play a club to the ace to unblock the club suit. And I then play a diamond back to my 10 and take the winning queen of clubs. And that is, everyone, 8 tricks. If you look at the hand and compare how many tricks would we have taken if we got every suit right in diamonds? Well, we would have lost 2 spades, 1 heart, and 1 club. So that would have been 9 tricks in diamonds, and 9 tricks in diamonds would have been 110. So if you're wanting to get a better score at match points, 120, as you can see, beats 110. Let's move on to board 2. Okay, this time, again, we have to make the decision, do I count shortage points when partner opens one of a minor and I want to raise their suit? Well, when partner opens a club, I want to raise clubs. I'm looking at this hand from a traditional perspective, not from inverted minors. So if we're playing 2 clubs of 6 to 9, would I upgrade that and include my singleton? Well, no, because if I bid 3 clubs, then I'm not sure I want to hear 3 no trump from partner. So I'm simply going to bid 2 clubs. I'm not going to count the singleton, and that ends the auction. So West is making an opening lead of the 3 of spades. Okay, now, if you're looking at the south hand has 14 high card points. If the north hand had made an invitational raise to 3 clubs, then south has every right to be bidding 3 no trump. I certainly would. So 3 no trump on the 2 hands combined is not going to be a thing of beauty. You've got 5 club tricks and a spade trick, maybe another spade trick, but then I think the diamonds are going to cause problems for you as well. So I can't see 3 no trump being a successful contract here. So I'm glad we're not playing in 3 no trump, and I'm glad we're not playing in 5 of a minor either. So let's continue to play. East wins the ace and returns the queen of diamonds. Well, this looks like the ace of diamonds is offside. I'm going to cover anyhow. They might be trying to trick me. They win the ace of diamonds. Continue with the diamond back to the jack. Now, East is going to play a 3rd round of diamonds. What do I do here? Do I trump small or should I trump high? Well, I've got 10 trumps total. The ace, the king, and the queen. I can afford to perhaps trump high, and the only thing I'm worried about then is that one player holds all 3 outstanding clubs. So if I trump high on this hand, and a player does hold through all 3 outstanding clubs, which player is it more likely to be? It's it's more likely to be West if they happen to hold a shortage in diamonds. So that's what I'm going to do. Trump high, West follows suit. Interesting. But now I'm going to play the Queen of Clubs just in case West does have the long clubs. Well, everyone follows suit, so I'm simply going to draw trumps here. And that's pretty much the end of the hand. 10 tricks. How would 3-no trump go? Well, the opponents would lead a spade. And then it would be up to, if East continued on with diamonds here, then as long as East-West played diamonds, I think that declarer's probably going to fall short a trick. Declarer would take 5 clubs, 1 diamond, and 1 spade and 2 hearts. I think that 3-no trump wouldn't be a terribly successful contract. What if partner opened with only a doubleton club? I'm not that worried about playing in a 5-2 fit, certainly not at the 2 level. I wouldn't be too worried about that. So have a look at hand 3. Now this is Jacobi raise in action, everyone. Playing traditional methods. I will have a hand, the next one, the 4th one, will be about inverted minor. So the first 3 are about playing traditional methods. This is a classic hand, I think, for a Jacobi 2-no trump raise for the North hand. Even if partner turns out to have a doubleton club, if they do, then we're going to play 3-no trump. We're not going to play in clubs. I bid 2-no trump, setting up the game forcing auction, and partner says they have a singleton or a void in spades. Well, how happy am I that we've avoided playing 3-no trump on this hand? With a singleton or a void in spades, my hand actually grows enormously. I think there's actually a possibility that we could make slam on this hand. So not only have we avoided 3-no trump, which would be a poor contract with a singleton spade opposite jack to 3, but we've uncovered the chance of our partnership being able to make a slam. Now, I'm going to introduce a perfect time to introduce minor wood. Now, tomorrow in our review lesson, minor wood is one of the 2 subjects. The other subject we're going to look at is declarer play. We're going to look at some different types of scenarios in declarer play in relation to things such as when do I discard early? Or we're going to look at something called an elimination. So we're going to eliminate the suits to make sure that we don't have to guess a suit in the end game, that the opponents will guess it for us, etc. So that's in the lessons tomorrow. So partner bids 4 clubs minor wood. Now, a reminder about the responses to minor wood, it's the same as the responses to 4-no trump. First step is 0 or 3, that would be 4 diamonds. Second step is 1 or 4, that would be 4 hearts. Third step, 2 without the queen, 4 spades. And the 4th step, which is what partners bid here, 4-no trump, would be 2 key cards plus the queen of clubs. And that's what partner did. So we've got 2 key cards. That's a total of 4 key cards and the queen of clubs. Well, that's enough for me. If my partner's got king, queen of clubs and the ace of hearts, that's only 9 points. All they need is another red suit queen and we'll be able to make slam. So can you visualize that, everyone? Partner's got king, queen of clubs. Let's say they've got the jack, that's 6 points. They've got the ace of hearts, that's 10 points. I think the odds are very strongly in favor of them having either the queen of diamonds or the queen of hearts on top of that. That would mean that the 3rd round of diamonds is covered by either red suit queen, and the 2 losing spades will be trumped in dummy. So lose a spade, trump the other 2 in dummy. Our hand definitely looks good enough to bid slam. So that's what we did. We bid slam and partner, and the opponents led the ace of spades. Lest the rats get at it. So they led the ace of spades, and we are confronted with exactly that hand. King, queen of clubs, and ace of hearts, plus a red suit queen, which wasn't too much to ask for. They play a spade. Continue with another spade, just in case you've forgotten the system. But you trump in. Now it's easy. We simply draw trumps. Look at the benefit, everyone, of having a 10-card trump fit. Even a 9-card trump fit would have been sufficient for our side to make slam. And if you look at the combined points between the two hands, North had 15, South has 12. That's 27 points. But we were able to make slam due to several things. Finding out about the key shortage, using Roman key card Blackwood to find out about the key cards, and also having more than an 8-card trump fit. And this is why I try to push systems that give us a chance of finding out about the 9-card trump fits and more. So we play the king of clubs, then another club, drawing out all of the trumps, and now it's a simple case of simply throwing away our third diamond on the queen of hearts. Tony's just asked me a question here. How would we bid this hand if we were playing inverted minor? So let's look at the two hands together. So playing inverted minor, the bidding would go 1 club, 2 clubs. With a minimum on the South hand, South would simply bid 3 clubs. I think that we would then try our best to look for 3-no trump, because this hand is, it's 15 points, but 3-no trump still looks the obvious contract. Now, everyone, we're thinking of an option with inverted minor here. 1 club, 2 clubs, 3 clubs. North bids 3 diamonds to say I've got a stopper. South bids 3 hearts to say they've got a stopper, and at the same time denying a stopper in spades. Well, if that's the case, then North's certainly not going to bid 3-no trump. I think, in fact, North's probably going to bid 4 clubs here to say that clubs, no trumps is no longer looking like a good spot. Jack third spade. And remember, partner over here chose to bid 3 clubs, not 2-no trump at their last bid, which means they've probably got a shortage somewhere. And it's likely that the shortage is in the spade suit. So North would continue on with 4 clubs, and hopefully we could be able to construct an option to slam playing inverted minor. Funnily enough, not as easy playing inverted minor as it is playing Jacobi. Lorraine's asked a question, how does 3 hearts show no spade stopper? Well, again, I'll show it to you an example, Lorraine, in the next hand. So let's play the last hand and go through those steps of how you show stoppers after an inverted minor. So we'll look at one of these inverted minor options. North opens a club and South bids 2 clubs. 10 plus points, 4 plus clubs, denying a 4-card major. North bids 3 clubs, which says I'm a minimum hand but unbalanced partner. Yep. You, the South hand, say, okay, well, I've got diamonds covered and I've got spades covered, but I don't have hearts covered. So the South hand can't bid 3-no trump over 3 clubs, despite having gained points. So South simply says 3 diamonds. I've got a diamond stopper. Tell me about your major suit stoppers. And if partner had both hearts and spades stopped, they would bid 3-no trump. But when they simply bid 1 major and not the other major, they're saying that they've got that suit stopped, but not the other. So you've got spades stopped, therefore you would bid 3-no trump. I hope that answers your question, Lorraine, in relation to that's how you know partner doesn't have a stopper. If there's 2 unbid suits left and partner doesn't bid 3-no trump, it means that they don't have a stopper in one of the 2 unbid suits. So now we've landed in 3-no trump, and South is our declarer, and West leads the 4 of hearts. So I think Sue was asking yesterday about a possible elimination hand, and this is one of those elimination hands I've saved for you till very last. 4 of hearts lead. Okay, that's looking like it could be 4th or highest from 4 or a 5-card suit. So I've got 5 club tricks, I've got 1 diamond is 6, 2 in hearts is 8, and if the queen of spades is on side or the ace of spades, then I'm getting 9 or 10 tricks. So how about we play for the 10 trick option of the queen of spades being finessable? I think that's what I'd like to do. So win the heart in dummy and immediately lead the 10 of spades. Let's see where that gets us. King of hearts, and then 10 of spades. East plays low, and it forces the ace. Perfect. So now we've got 2 spade tricks, so now our tally is up to 10 tricks. West continues with the queen of hearts. Interesting that they didn't lead the queen first time. And now dummy plays the ace. Oh, so it looks like West has 5 hearts to the queen 10 now that the jack is played. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense that they played the queen. So they continue on with the queen of hearts, and the ace wins in dummy. How does 3 hearts show no spade stopper? Lorraine, 3 hearts shows no spade stopper because if North had both hearts and spades, they would have bid 3 no trump. They wouldn't just simply have bid 3 hearts. Okay, so the ace of hearts wins, and now I'm going to count my winners. Well, I've got 2 spades, 1 diamond, and 5 clubs. So that's 8 more tricks, and there's 10 more tricks available. Yes, is that right? So I've got 5 clubs, 1 diamond, 2 spades, that's 8 more tricks, and there appears to be 10 more tricks available. Now, can I do something here with the diamond suit? Should I finesse the queen of diamonds? Well, if I do that, I'm running the risk of this hand winning and taking the heart winners. But what if I simply run all my tricks? I'm going to find out what West's shape is. So let's continue on. We play a spade and we finesse the jack. And then we take the king of spades. So West has followed to all 3 spades. We know the queen of spades is over here in the east hand. So now we run our clubs. West has got 2 clubs and 3 spades and 5 hearts. So they discard 1 diamond, so they're down to 2 diamonds. Notice I'm just looking at the West hand here. They throw a heart, so they're down to 2 diamonds left and 2 hearts. Let's see what they throw on the last club. So they're down to 1 heart and 2 diamonds, and we're in a 3-card ending. Well, now I don't need to take the diamond finesse. I can simply play a heart, and whether West or East has the king of diamonds, they would need to play a diamond into my ace queen. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the last heart, throwing the diamond, and West is end played. And we know they've come down to 2 diamonds only. So they need to play a diamond into my ace queen. And that's what happened. West had the king of diamonds, and we were able to end play him because we were able to watch the discards as they happened. Okay, Ren, thank you for that. Tomorrow's lesson, as a reminder, is about an extension, a little bit more work on Roman keycard Blackwood. Essentially, the way the lesson will take place is I have set up 8 hands, so there'll be a lot of play, 4 on the subject of Roman keycard Blackwood. So get those notes out, and 4 on declarer play, and it'll be different little parts of declarer play, a bit similar to what we had then, a little bit of an end play. It's try and get our mind working to creating some sort of avenues or mantras on how to play hands. Thanks everyone, and please stick around. I'll keep the microphones open.